How can you do this? This is wrong, man. These kids deserve better, and I was giving it to them.
Whose decision was it for him not to become the head coach? Was it you, the interim president, or was it the board of trustees?
It was the interim president. It was my decision.
It was your decision?
Yes.
And so, why did you make that decision not to move forward with Ed Reed?
So we, as you know, about Sunday, a week ago, well, let me back up. Actually, starting in December, we were working on a contract for naming Ed Reed as the head coach. I interviewed Ed, and I had three important things that I asked him to ensure that he was willing to do as part of becoming part of the Wildcat family. One was, I needed him to really understand that we were a Christian institution, that behavior and character were clearly our priorities. And I asked him if that was okay with him. Could he abide by that? Could he, position himself as a role model for our student athletes as well as for the university itself?
To the treetops, from the sandbox, we had it stacking so we wouldn't even fall. A lot of dead limbs had to cut off. Riding with fake niggas made me cautious. You did me wrong, so salty. I had to get in my bag. Tell them people you ain't really honest. I got that for you. I got that for you.
We want change around here.
You saw the front of the building.
Terrible.
This the back of the building. They working on the front of the building. This the same people said, we gonna help you build what you want. How I'm gonna believe you, man? How I'm gonna believe them? Didn't I tell you I don't trust nobody? I'm coming over giving them the same passion and they smiling and laughing in my thing. Funny? We gonna ride through the fence that they ain't fixed the fence. We about to ride through this fence. This ain't even football side. This ain't even the football side. And y'all talking about Madden at my Uncle Prime. Y'all mad at Dion, mad at Prime. This shit is every HBCU. Bro, we riding through the fence. This is track, bro. This is track. This is what they practice on. It's a straightaway. This is intramural field. You can't practice on this. These kids got this to work with.
Trash. What up, y'all? BamTV. Mr. Ed Reed seems to have a gripe against you, Bethunes. And it might not necessarily be against the students, because I do feel like he's concerned for them. But it's actually against the administration, Bethune CROOKSman. And I would ask, what the hell are you doing with the money? Because from what he's just shown, you got a piece of a track, you got a dirty little yard that you call a practice field, and you got buildings full of garbage and mold. He's wondering, is this a waste management job, or is this the coach for the Wildcats? Question, President. What are you finna do about it? Pay attention.
Much of what we've been working on for the last year and a half is improvements not only to the university's infrastructure, but also a long-term investment plan. We have about $100 million that we need to invest in the university over the next several years. We said to him, look, you're going to become part of that. Are you open to helping us do that and build the program? He said yes to that. So when we saw the first video criticizing the university and saying, well, it's trashy and my office is dirty and all that, first of all, he was an employee of the university and he had not an office. When the last staff moved out, we started renovating that building, everything from the coaches' rooms to the other places. We had given him some permission that he really took to the next level. First of all, he wasn't authorized to even take video. He wasn't authorized to do any of those things, but he did them anyway. The university had to take responsibility for that because it happened. But quiet as kept, that isn't the kind of behavior that we would expect. And then the expletives and those kinds of things in that first video, you might call that an aberration. And I would say it could be. And you have to be a forgiving individual. But when you have this much damage, you look at the gym and you look at this video and you look at it critically. But I would invite anyone to come to our campus because all parts of our campus don't look that way. We are really trying to work hard to clean it up. And given the fact that, again, we suffered 2 hurricanes back to back, and because of supply chain issues, because most people in Florida, particularly Central Florida, are still recovering. I have people from my staff living on our campus because their homes were destroyed. Ed didn't take those things into account.
Doc, hold tight one.
Sir, we're taking everything into account. And for what I've gathered so far is that you've offered Ed Reed a dirty, nasty, filthy fucking office, which was not clean, and that your staff, your teachers, professors are staying in your dirty campus rooms. That's what I've gotten from you so far. I want to know, what the hell have you done with money before? Get to the point and stop lying to us. Pay attention.
Don't cry. Do something. Y'all see these buildings right here? You see these buildings right here? Y'all see these buildings right here? This corner? Y'all see this right here? This here? This shit is abandoned right here. They're hoarding trash in this shit. All this right here is trash. From this corner all the way right here is trash. You understand me? Man, mutt your ass off here, man. What you talking about? I ain't mutting nobody. I'm trying to fix shit. What you doing? I told you somebody ain't gonna like it, bro. I told you somebody wasn't gonna like it. Do something about it, man. Come help us clean this shit up. I could have been mutting and showing shit. I chose not to. But now I'm out here walking with the football team, picking up trash. But I'm mutting us. Man, get out of here, man. I should leave. I'm not even under contract doing this. I'm mutting us? Man, get out of here, man. They mutt me. These motherfuckers ain't even clean my goddamn office when I got here. I'm mutting y'all? Get your ass, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. All this shit here was trash in front of me. Who you think got this shit cleared out? That building right there got trash in it. It's trash. What are you talking about?
CROOKSman, Dr. Drake, you were talking about the conditions, him not being allowed to shoot video on campus. What was it the second video? What was the final straw? What caused it where you made the decision that we're not moving forward with Ed Reed as coach?
I think the final straw was actually the third or fourth video, one with the background music being booties, butts, and boobs, and hoes. And, we have 65% of our campus is female. And my view is that we are trying to build young men to respect Black women. We're trying to build a culture where they understand that people can say whatever they want to say, but we think you can do anything respectfully. And when we think about the culture that we're trying to build, that we have companies and partners like Disney and some of our other partners calling saying, what are you going to do about that? We can't support that kind of image. And of course, they're one of our biggest sponsors for the Classic.
So you're saying
that we have companies and partners like Disney and some of our other partners calling saying, what are you going to do about that? Disney and some of our other partners.
So you, man, let me, first off, Disney. He's worried about the Disney sponsor. But let me run it back to what he said earlier. So he's mad at Ed Reed because Ed Reed was playing quote-unquote booty music while he was exposing your dirty, filthy fucking campus. Your fucking waste management site that you deemed as a fucking institution for higher learning, you peon ass nigga. Filthy. Disgraceful. You're a fucking liar, crook. And Disney? You worried about Disney, nigga? And you got this dirty, nasty fucking campus that you got kids staying in? Pay attention.
I cry for them kids, man. I hurt for them kids because it's wrong. I got eight kids that committed the week before. These kids calling me, their parents calling me. What we gonna do? I can't get these kids in no school. I can't have these kids uncommit and go somewhere else. And you telling me I'm withdrawing? No, I'm not withdrawing. I still want to coach here and coach these kids after all this going on.
What do you say to those students who were on the campus today, angry, protesting, not just football players, but students talking about mold and other conditions? What do you say to them?
What I say to them is what I've been saying to them because I walk the campus every day when I'm on campus. What I say to them is that we're working on the issues. I just invested $250,000 in one of our buildings for remediation of mildew. You know, when you have a hurricane, when you are 80 and 90 degree weather in Florida, the Florida conditions are not like the Chicago conditions. They're not like other places. I'm from the East Coast, so I know what those conditions are. That's mildew. That's not necessarily mold, by the way. Some of that you're showing on the screen is a function of things sitting in water for a period of time. So they're not showing you everything. Yes, there are some of those kinds of things, but you might also see that those portions of the building may not even be used.
Coach Reid in 3 weeks has essentially done more than this entire administration and other program leads, like other head coaching staffs and whatnot. He's done more in 3 weeks than they have in of the past 5 years.
They said conditions on campus are bad, moldy. Reid went off about this in a video on social media using profanity to criticize the university. He even said his office wasn't clean. Though he apologized, interim president Dr. Lawrence Drake said he made the decision to not move forward with Reid.
And when we think about the culture that we're trying to build, that we have companies and partners like Disney and some of our other partners calling saying, what are you going to do about that? We can't support that kind of image. I needed him to really understand that we were a Christian institution, that behavior and character were clearly our priorities.
I knew this was a Christian school. I knew that. I'm a Christian man. How, man? Dr. Drake, you wrong, man. Don't do that.
And there you have it. I mean, the students said it themselves, President Drake, that Ed Reed has done more in the couple of days that he was there compared to the last 5 years. Pitiful. And what I say to you and your waste management site, better known as Bethune CROOKSman's, the fuck are you doing? Are you too busy counting the money? Because you damn sure ain't spending it, nigga. And for these quote-unquote Disney sponsors that a Christian institution has, which is the irony in that is crazy. But what are they doing to help? You still never answered that question. Fucking liar. Either way, you're not helping HBCUs, and I'm gonna come back to you guys because you are a fucking crook. But what I say is like, share, subscribe, man, and always remember to pay attention. Peace.
Companies and partners like Disney and
Spirit is strained and you limited to change. The lyrics in your limericks are changed. A different hook, the way the sentences arranged. More demented in your deliverance, more sinister in your slang. Sounds more belligerent when it's sang. The truth is limitless in its range. If you drop a T and look at it in reverse, it could hurt. Look at the grimaces of the pain, then it's worse when it works and your membership is gained. But you forgetting the proof diminishes in the flames like poof. The media pours images in your brain of the score of the war where militants are slain. The faces of the guilty where innocence is proclaimed, and they filthy. The deaf ears are the winners, the listeners are the lames. Of the ballad of the man that the son of a minister has became so